course, Gareth Southgate has a lot on his hands today to try and see that, you know, they can win. Let's begin with the Hurricane. What are you expecting from him?
He's lucky that he's playing in a team that has a winning mentality so far in this particular tournament. A team that is not shy of putting in goals. But he's also unlucky that he has not actually been among the top scorers, given to the essence of the number of goals that his team has really scored. The only advantage that he will be playing in is that his team actually presents a pool of scorer all over that particular pitch. Any given player getting a chance can as well as put that ball behind the net. And I think him being the talisman and the captain of the team, he needs to lead by an example, whereby he needs just to bring the spirit together. Let him not focus actually on going forward and scoring. You know, this player, the likes of Hurricane, who are celebrated on scoring, they are always thinking about how they will go into a game and score. But if you become as a leader in that particular team and forget about if you don't score, as in think about if you don't score, anyone else can really come up in that particular team and score for you, then you will be building a team that will really go and win tournaments. Here they are in a World Cup. What he should be focusing on, he should be focusing on England winning his second ever World Cup after 1966. And we have seen them actually edging close and actually bolting out of tournament on a disappointment note. This should be the same time, but remember, him playing alongside two creative midfielders, to the essence of Bukayo Saka, who like actually taking that ball, dribbling up front, taking that ball to the box, and sometimes trying to pass those balls to him. Where he sees him not, Hurricane being not in a position, he takes the mantle by his own arms. I think Bukayo Saka will be a tool in the turn of France coming into this particular match, given to the essence that he has been blessed with some sparks in his feet, and he can as well as play with either of his legs. And then again, he thinks very fast in front of goal. That ability to think and know where to place the ball is what these youngsters will be bringing into that particular team. It's also a team that really celebrates the essence of bringing in youngsters who has and again live up to the bigger stage and really give them the value that they needed. And here is the Jude Bellingham. The only reason of him being there is that sometimes, instead of really ceding his advantage or his style of play into the minds of the likes of Declan Rice and Joe Henderson, who like holding, he has ability to attack. And that attacking ability in him also adds some value to the upfront, because England will be looking actually into this particular game to be looking into the essence of winning rather than playing and impressing. Any game that comes with the impressive value will not actually bring them the value that the majority of their fans are expecting them to do back at home. It's a team that needs to go home with something that they will have to celebrate and also rekindle the essence of its coming home that they have associated themselves with. I think Declan Rice will be given a compliment of Jude Bellingham. He will have a bigger role in this particular team. Remember, he will be playing in a team that has a line of speedy wingers, and they will try to avoid him because they know he will actually try to control the midfield and play those balls to the flanks, to the essence of trying to bypass and getting the Dembele and Mbappe the other side. He needs to be so keen on each and every step he makes in the midfield, because him really neutralizing the likes of Tchouameni in that particular midfield, him neutralizing the likes of Rabiot in that particular midfield will give England an upper hand, and also making his other players that advantage of moving forward and bringing in goals. England, to me, is anchored also on a good defense in this particular tournament, if I may say so. Leave alone and forget about what has been happening at the club level. But Harry Maguire, whom people did not really expect to click on the tournament, I think tournament has been his luck if it comes to the game of soccer. And this is the goalkeeper that will first form the first line of defense. He needs to be actually keen. And what I like about Pickford is that he talks a lot. Any goalkeeper who raises to occasion and start actually rearranging his defensive line and also reading where the loophole and the space. We have seen teams conceding goals because of defense lapse and missing out on zonal marking. Is the goalkeeper actually who tells the defender on zonal marking? Is the goalkeeper who rearranges the defender? He needs actually to be telling the likes of John Stones, You need to be here. He need to be telling the likes of Harry Maguire where to be. He will be at par, really trying to call Kyle Walker, because we know Kyle Walker like traveling, to come back to his own position. He will be at par, trying to shout on top of his voice and tell the likes of Luke Shaw not to forget coming back and defend. At the moment he goes silent, at the moment he stops speaking to his defense, he will be actually allowing in pressure, which and again will be some kind of a disappointment and some undoing to this England team. He needs to be at par in each and every occasion and ensure that the defense for his team to work, he should as well be at each and every steps and position of his defense line.
Shtemi, let's move to France. Of course, all eyes will be on Kylian Mbappe. That is the man that all eyes will be on. Let's have Kylian Mbappe. And what are you expecting from him?
I think in the last few years or so, somehow history and this France team are like they are intertwined, because it's either France this or France that. And they've been producing some of the best strikers in the world in the longest period possible. And Mbappe is just continuing that. He has taken that mantle or under that baton from the legends, and now he's doing that work again. Mbappe has been so electric in this tournament. He has had a terrific run, and I feel his goals have not been that fluke. They come by design, and he is doing it the way they do. He has been doing it at PSG, and the pace he has, the ability to turn the defender inside out, the ability to race into the dangerous zone, that's the D area, and the ability to unleash those shots at will, I think makes him a totally complete striker, because he can play on the right, he can play on the left, but depending on the structure that the coach will come up with, I think Mbappe is the key that is going to unlock the solid England defense, because remember the Three Lions haven't conceded in their last 3 consecutive matches, and I feel once focus will be on Mbappe, because you know that is what the Southgate and his boys have been plotting. They've been trying to see how they can stop Mbappe, because they feel Mbappe with 5 goals already and racing for the golden boot is the threat to them. No, I doubt if it's going to be that way threat. The person is going to benefit from all those confusion, or rather those game plan they have, is one Oliver Giroud, one of the most underrated strikers in the world, who has been scoring goals, but people are not talking about him. He has achieved a lot with clubs, but nobody is giving him the praise he deserves. And Giroud, as he speaks, is the leading goal scorer for the all-time goal scorer for the France national team, and already he has scored, I think, 3 goals there. So Mbappe and Giroud, they're the guys who have been scoring goals for France. That is the disadvantage they have, because they are banking on 2 people to score goals for them. What if they get the goal drought? Who will score for them? But I feel Giroud is always a person who knows how to position himself, and he knows how to go for those aerial battle. And when the likes of maybe they're gonna capitalize on maybe the pace of a defender like Maguire, whom I feel maybe unless Southgate comes up with a tactic to ensure that the trio of Dembele, Mbappe, and Giroud don't come head to head with the Maguire, because these 2-3 guys are electric, and they can do anything any moment. So it is up now to Southgate to try maybe to bring maybe the likes of Luke Shaw and maybe the likes of Luke Shaw and maybe Trippier or Walker, so that they complement in the center half to try to avoid those threats. And then Tchouameni, a silent hero in the team. I feel right now this lad has achieved. He has already achieved what Didier gave him to do on this pitch, because he has been doing a very silent role in that defensive department, whereby to protect the back four. And whenever he gets those balls, he gets the second balls, he disposes the opposition, and then quickly give it to Rabiot. And Rabiot try to see whether Griezmann is around, and if Griezmann is not around, then try to see to Dembele. I think Tchouameni is one of the bright sparks, or rather standout young players who have come out from this tournament, because prior to the tournament, I think we had already marked him as one of the standout players, young standout players, and here it has come to pass. And I believe this is the moment whereby he needs to show that yes, I didn't come to play in England in the Premier League, but I went to La Liga, but this is what I can offer against some of the best players in the world. And Varane, of course, a centre half that always tried to make things work for his teammates, and his strength is, of course, ability to read the game and also ability to go for those tackles, whether in the aerial or on the ground. He'll try to fight and die for the team, and it is at that particular moment whereby he's going to face some of the familiar faces, some familiar foes he has faced in the Premier League, the likes of Harry Kane, the likes of Bukayo Saka, the likes of Foden. These are the players that welcomed him in the Premier League, and now these are totally different scenario altogether. But of course, Varane, his weaknesses is the space. He is not that way quick, just like Giroud. They are not quick. Now, how will he be able to tackle the pace and the trickery of both Foden and Bukayo Saka? And I think once these two players try to frustrate or rather force Varane into mistake, the person who's going to take that advantage, of course, is Harry Kane. Harry Kane hasn't been scoring goals. He has been mostly being used as maybe a feeder or a person who gives supply to his teammates. And that is the role, of course, that Giroud was using in the previous years, unlike the current generation, whereby now Giroud is scoring goals and Harry Kane is now the supplier.
Yes, of course, the other fixture we'll see Morocco take on Portugal. Cedric, I want us to quickly and briefly run through the players that we expect, of course, to shine for Morocco. Let's begin with Morocco. Of course, Hakim Ziyech, what are you expecting from him? Briefly, and because we are out of time.
I expect him actually to fall back, falling back into the midfield, deep into the midfield, collecting those balls and trying to torment that wing. Also, I'm also expecting him to try as much as he can to cut inside and maybe trying to curl those shots into the back of the net. I think he's one of the most dangerous players that each and every team that he has faced, they have been actually trying to see how to stop him.
Of course, there are also other players that we'll be looking forward to seeing. Briefly.
Yeah, the likes Bono, we can't actually miss him. We saw what he did at the round of 16. He's the goalkeeper, good goalkeeper that Morocco is banking on. Roman Saiz at the centre back will be partnering with Naif Agued, if at all he will be
fit to start
up again to come back to game. They also have the likes of Achraf Hakimi trading at the right back. They have the Sofiane Amrabat at the centre back actually, who will be trying to torment, being complemented by the likes of Amala and Agued
in midfield, it's Amrabat, Amala, and Unai.
Unai, yes, sorry. You also have the Sofiane Buffon, the likes of Youssef and El Nesri, together with the Ziyech that we have spoken about, that will be trying to torment any defense up front.
Ishtemi, on the Portuguese side, we do have, of course, Bruno Fernandes. What are you expecting from him?
I think Santos need to stick to what he did in the round of 16. Let him try to reduce, or rather to circumvent the egos in the camp by trying again to bench Cristiano Ronaldo, because with the Ronaldo out, Bruno always enjoy playing, and that's what will be so good for him, because like Messi, Ronaldo also want to lift this title that has been elusive for him for many years. And Bruno, with the company, Bruno, when he's playing his game and everybody around him enjoying, definitely things will be easier. And I feel the leadership that he has already taken, though he's not wearing the armband, but the leadership he has when they are attacking, the ability maybe to join the attack and score goals and also try to break down those defenses. I think Bruno is going to be a key player for the Portuguese side as they face Morocco tomorrow. And also Felix João. I think one of the tactics that Santos took is to try and give these youngsters a chance. Yeah, once the youngsters are playing, I think they're expressing themselves more, and with no limit, they'll produce the results you want. And Felix has already shown that he isn't scoring goals, but he's being involved and creating those goals. So it's going to be a guy who tried to break down the defensive Moroccan side, because Morocco are very solid, very robust at the back, but with the quality job they have. Of course, the GOAT himself, a lot of focus has been on the GOAT, but now sometimes
do you expect him to play?
Not really.
Do you expect him to play?
If he plays, they will crash. Just like what I told you in the round of 16. They need actually to bench them, let them come from bank, trying to provide the super sub kind of element into that particular team.
Ishtemi, do you expect him to play?
No, I don't, because what the coach need to do, and I think the FA have also tried to cool it down, just try to solve the friction that is involving the Ronaldo, because friction involving a type of a play of Ronaldo's caliber can try break down the camp. And the way they've tried to handle it, I think that is quite professional. So for Ronaldo, let him just swallow his pride, be on the bench, come in when the moment is for him, and then it will be easy for him. By the time he comes in, I think the work will have already been done. Or he can also as well maybe steal the show. Yes, maybe he can come on and maybe steal the show by scoring that important goal. You know, sometimes miracle happens.
Ruben Diaz
scoring an offside goal.
Ruben Diaz in defense. We are winding up the show. Ruben Diaz and Pepe in defense.
This time round actually has been quite magnetic, and I think he even loves what he has really achieved in World Cup. Remember, he was so erratic in Euro. He could even turn to his goals and bring in some magnificent kind of goals there to the advantage of the opponent. But this time round, we have seen him actually being keen, reading the game and knowing how to play at a particular time. I think they will be banking up to him to see how this Portugal will surge on. The only reason he's there is to bring the experience he has amassed at the club level.
Ramos, what are you expecting from Ramos, Shtemi?
He became the first player to score a hat-trick, a younger player to score a hat-trick on his full debut since I think Pele did so.
Yes.
And I feel these some of the things that he needs to get motivated as he go on. And once he gets the ball going, or rather hit the ground running, I know he's going to really give the Moroccan defense a run for their money, because he's so quick, very swift, and able to shoot at any moment without even blinking an eye. And those are some of the things maybe as a defender you don't want. You don't want to face such a player whereby he's very quick, and whenever you get that ball, even on the run of play, you don't know when he'll shoot or he'll give the pass. So those are some of the strengths that Ramos has, and I think if he scores to do against Morocco, he can as well maybe put himself into a situation to win the golden boot.
Who's winning?
This one will go into a draw, and then injury time, or rather extra time, and then penalties. But you know, before I just give the baton,
we're out of time.
I give the baton to Cedric.
Yes.
You know, Moroccan side is made up, I think like 11 players who were born outside Morocco.
Yes.
Like the game against Spain.
Yes.
Only 3 guys were born in Morocco.
Yes.
The rest were foreign. That is Unai, and then Eneseri, and who? Those are the 3 players.
So who's winning?
I've said they'll go through.
Yes, who's winning? That is it. Who's winning?
I'll put my man on Morocco.
Cedric?
Morocco is winning.
England, France, who's winning?
Closely contested, so to say. But
Cedric, who's winning?
France is winning.
Shtemi, who's winning?
I'll give the 3 Lions.
The 3 Lions. Thanks a lot, gentlemen. Cedric Mzumba and Rogers Shtemi for your insights on the games on the cards. And that is where we call it a day. Have a good afternoon.
Scoreline, brought to you by NC